is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie for your Thursday podcast. Big one today. Bana and Deborra-Lee Furness. You would consider them friends of the show, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Best mates?
Who decides who decides who are the friends of the show?
Who's our best mates on this show
Oh,
that we get on regularly?
Russell Crowe.
Dr. Chris Brown?
Dr. Chris Brown, you'd put in there?
Yeah, Colin Fassnidge. He's
Ryan
normally there.
Gosling.
Faz, yeah.
George
Kate, do you
Clooney.
want to throw in there as well?
George Clooney and his wife, Amal.
Amal.
Lynn
loves the
McGranger.
show.
Lynn's in there.
Ada
You
Nicodemo.
forgot Tara Reid.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
She's on regularly.
Hey, Kitty Ritchie.
She's a superstar. Oh, okay. That's
Do
interesting.
not.
Oh, don't have a
do
go
not
at
have a crack
Tara,
at
mate.
Tara.
I
That's-
didn't.
that's-
I was saying it back.
They
You know
are.
when you talk to someone and they greet you, you match their energy.
Hey, Kitty Ritchie.
Hi,
They
Tara.
are. That's
I
prescription. So,
Giving her a hard time.
feel
I was
like-
matching her energy.
Man, I feel like I'm in an episode of Maths here, just people having a go at each other.
Oh,
It's full on.
come on. I don't have a mean bone in my body.
No, you don't.
Wow.
No. We have a great chat with Bana, Deborra-Lee, that's in the podcast.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This is a really sad story about a Darwin bloke. I mean, he thought he was about to have the night of his life. David Bruce Richardson is his name, and he's had to explain this to a judge because he got into a little bit of trouble. David met up with a few friends who then met some female friends.
oh, yeah.
And I don't know how the conversation started. They were at a house party, but they decided to go to a local hotel. He works in Humpty Doo up in the Northern Territory.
Yeah, we've been to Humpty Doo.
Yeah, been there, 40 kilometres southeast of Darwin. And they have all decided to go to a certain type of party where you swing whip and everybody's swinging.
Oh, okay.
So David was asked by a friend if he would like to take a certain pill. Now, this pill, it wasn't a little blue pill. It's actually stronger than the little blue pill that you take before you go to a swingers party. It's called Pitbull Super, and it is like concentrated Viagra. The only way is up. And
Sounds like it.
For David, he took it and he was excited. So they're off to the pub. So apparently they were having a few drinks at the pub and then someone owned a few rooms upstairs. So they were all going to go upstairs for one big party up there. But unfortunately, David took too much of the Pitbull Super.
Okay.
And he was in a fair bit of pain.
Right. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never experienced the feeling, the reaction of a Viagra or the Pitbull version. Should we play a bit of Pitbull, Jess, if you've got it in the system?
So-
Mr. 305. So he's in trouble, is he? He's at the bar, he's having a couple of skewies.
Well, he said he's taken the pill. Half an hour later, it would not subside and it became extremely painful. He was with a number of young ladies and everyone was having a great time, and he said it just wouldn't cease. So he had to get out of there. He started to panic and he was in a fair bit of pain because of the lack of circulation. Oh, no, actually, there would have been too much circulation.
Well, maybe the blood was draining from his head. He might have been dizzy and lightheaded and...
Mr. Richardson then said to the judge he drove home and grabbed a towel, but he said he couldn't touch it because it felt like it was about to explode. He then was hungry. This is where it gets weird.
What a roller coaster of emotions.
He said he was hungry. So he pulled into Hungry Jack's and he's pulled into the drive-through. He's
Still excited.
Purchased some food and he said the pain was getting worse and worse, and as he's waiting for it, he's got out at the drive-through to grab his towel and accidentally exposed himself to one of the workers in at Hungry Jack's. This young man was not happy. He's reported it to the cops and he's had to go to court to say, I wasn't there to expose myself, I was in a fair bit of pain and I wasn't trying to flash anyone, I just wanted to grab a feed and go home, he said. They were his words.
Your Honour, I thought he ordered the Whopper. Your Honour, no, I was ordering the Whopper, but I thought he ordered a Whopper as well. This was the only thing I had to show him.
This is where it gets interesting because this story's got out around Darwin, and you know Darwin's quite a small place. He has said to the judge, "It's been giving me a lot of grief and anxiety, Judge. Really been playing on my mind. Then there's the embarrassment of the Northern Territory News." And the judge said, "Why are you talking about the Northern Territory News?" And he held up a paper that had the headline on the front page the next day: "Boners are better at Hungry Jack's."
Now, they're not going to run with that as their national slogan, but it's not a bad place to start. Is that all right, Tom? Are you feeling okay about the Viagra segment so far?
Oh, look. It's
That is a true story.
It's
I'm
a true
not
story.
joking.
Yeah.
It's a true
Yeah,
story.
you've read out a crime report, essentially.
If you'd made that up,
Then that would be bad, and I would be unhappy.
but I would also be impressed. My God. These accidents happen, mate.
Is that not the greatest paper in the world, the Northern Territory News?
Doesn't get any better. We could go through some of those headline highlights
I wonder if Emma
Monday,
has anything like that coming up in her news now. Any crime
Is that my
stories like
cue?
that.
Look, it's not as juicy as that.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The Dry. It's one of the best Australian movies for a long time, I reckon. I absolutely adored The Dry. And Detective Aaron Falk, is that how I say it?
Well, it's
Kate?
it's
Falk?
talk with an F.
Falk.
Falk.
Falk. No, but that's
Falk.
Falk. Well,
I wouldn't get too bogged down.
I'm not going to get bogged down in that because The Dry 2's out, Force of Nature, and it is Jane Harper is an amazing author who has written these books. There's another one in there as well that we asked these guys about, but these two together are a powerhouse, aren't they?
They are.
Deborra-Lee Furness and Eric Bana. We sat down with them yesterday, Kate and I, and we had a chat. We are here with detective and suspected murderer. Welcome to the show, Eric and Deb.
Did she or didn't she?
Well, this is the thing. Actually, we were talking detective skills, weren't we, Kate? You are very good at looking off into the distance, Eric, as a detective.
Should I do it today?
Yeah, if you could.
If you don't mind.
There it is.
That's
That's good.
You're looking great, guys. You're looking
That's good.
I actually wasn't asking you. I was actually asking Samantha Cooper over here, Detective Samantha Cooper, because Kate played a detective on Cops LAC, Deb.
It's kind of embarrassing if we bring it up. He was asking me if I'd ever played a detective, and unfortunately I have, and nowhere near to the calibre that you did in Force of Nature. And it's really embarrassing that you've brought
Fitzy, come on, check with you.
So how sweet of you to bring it up.
I know. I mean, obviously you guys saw the whole first and only series.
It's on repeat at home. It's on repeat.
Yes.
Binge watch.
Yeah.
We absolutely adore the movie. Can we were saying in the Uber here, 2 dries now, and I've got nowhere near, I don't know who I'm looking at, Deb, I don't know who's the murderer, I don't know what's going on. So Jane Harper is she's a very talented writer first up, but it's just back and forth. Deb, the amount of looks that you give down the camera as well, I tell you what, I could see you as a murderer in the future, that's for sure.
No, do you know what I thought, Deb? I do have to say, when you were giving it to the other ladies in the campsite, I did think I would not want to be on the receiving end. Receiving end of this. I mean, I don't know if it was acting or not.
I'm nitpicking the movie here.
You
So
ready?
it's a team building exercise, and you're hiking. Now you're hiking for days. You got to get to certain checkpoints, and everyone's been through a team building exercise before. Deb, why would you wear a white business shirt when you're going on a couple of days while you're camping?
Because it looks good.
Oh, because it looks great.
Come on.
You're going for looks, not for comfort.
Always.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, she wears a white
Neither
business
did
shirt.
I.
All
Really?
serious hikers wear collars, mate. All
Should I
serious
take-
hikers, yes.
And should I take offence that you're looking at the shirt and not the performance?
Absolutely, and he's a guy.
I didn't even remember it was a white shirt.
You must love your clothes because there's so many layers going on then.
Yeah, there was like-
You've drilled down on the white shirt.
What is it,
the
to
white
protect the
collar.
neck from the sun?
Protect the neck.
Oh,
Look at the Leyland brothers. Look at any true bushman.
Yeah.
It's always a collared shirt.
Okay.
Ask the
All right.
Leyland brothers.
You've answered my question. You can settle down now. It's all right. Now I know the answer.
How long did you spend out there? Did you? I mean, I'm sure that you were very well looked after, but how much of it was a bit
lot.
rough around the edges as far as the film set goes.
It was what the most challenging film set I've worked on, because we were really hiking up the mountains and falling in holes and dealing with leeches and dealing with the weather, and it was freezing. We were always like given these heat packs. It was really hard.
There was no way that anyone could be well looked after on this film.
Yeah.
No one was looked after really at all. Like it was brutal for the crew and the cast. It was just as hard as it gets. So all of the trappings that you normally associate with a film shoot, like just forget about it. This was
None
like
there. And that beautiful shot up on the rock. I mean, we hiked all the way up there.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, we hiked all the way down in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean,
Surely you were surely there's
where
some
was
people
that
that
chopper that was
can
just
ask
going
for
to bring us the chopper, drop us off?
Can't you get the chopper? Did you get the chopper?
Oh, well,
No
that'll be the
no
dry
choppers.
three. They might be able to afford
No
the chopper.
choppers. Sandwiches on your knees for lunch. It was brutal. It was awesome.
Well, you guys seem like really good mates.
We've
And
known each other
We go
for
back
30 years.
30 years.
okay, well, this is great. So you guys are best mates. This is the thing. When you're on set, though, and it's such a serious movie, do you make each other laugh? Are there moments?
Oh, yeah, you got
I
You
did
got
get the giggles a few times.
You've got to have fun when you're making these kind of films. When it's really tough and freezing cold, and you got to see.
It is funny when you do know someone so well, it's hard to be serious.
I was
when
worried
you were
the
doing your
first day.
serious thing.
The first time, like, what if we start laughing?
I know.
Like, we can't afford to waste that time.
And I do get the giggles very easily.
There's a dead body in the forest and you're making me laugh, Eric.
You did have the cushy spot though when you think about it. I know you were saying when you were out on location, you just kind of randomly turned up to these spots. You were doing the hard
I was
yards
hanging in the
out
murderer's
there.
cabin, and let me tell you, it was dirt and gross. We were shooting there for a long time.
There was a version where we contemplated building the cabin on a sound stage because of what the
That's
girls
right.
have to do in the
Yeah.
cabin. And then we ended up just plonking it in the middle of nowhere and doing it real. And so, yeah, what our 5 women had to endure was pretty awesome.
Deb, can I give you some feedback on your acting?
Please do.
From an emerging actor in the industry by the name of Eric Bana. And we spoke to Eric last year. I think you were promoting something else, Eric, and we asked about The Force of Nature, and you were filming at the time, and we asked, how's Deb going?
Oh,
and
that was nice.
His words were, look, Deborra-Lee is a revelation in this film. Really incredible cast, and Deborra-Lee leads them, of course. She's amazing.
Oh, thanks, Eric.
He had a knife
Thank
to
God
his
you
throat at
said
the time.
That's nice to hear that.
I think he's got a future, this kid.
I think, yep.
Exiles, can we talk about, there's another book? And the detective, it doesn't finish here. So what are we going to get another movie, Eric?
No idea. We didn't discuss that. Well, look, we didn't discuss Force of Nature whilst we were filming The Dry. It was like not even remotely talked about because, Australia just doesn't have the opportunity to do follow-ups and sequels. It's so rare with original material. And the same thing on this. We just wanted to make the best film we could. We knew this was a standalone. You don't have to have seen The Dry to enjoy Force of Nature. This film happened because the Australian public and their response to The Dry.
Well,
So
I
it
could
was,
see the detective turning into like a Jason Bourne kind character. This could be a franchise, Eric. You could be.
You could do the third. I mean, there's no reason. I don't have. I could
role in
pass the
there?
torch.
No, don't. Yeah, well, I think he sounds like a wardrobe designer, actually, if he's spotting.
Do you know what I've always...
Yeah, I think wardrobe, and you can be the detective.
Do you know what I've always wanted to be? A dead body in a movie.
That could be arranged, I reckon.
No, I can arrange
You have
that.
to audition.
That's not on air.
You have to audition.
Thank you very much. It's a brilliant film. It really is.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks
Thanks,
for joining
guys.
us.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
It's gorgeous. I mean, it's where it's set as well, Kate.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
Visually stunning.
And Deborah's amazing, Eric is amazing, but there's a whole fantastic ensemble cast.
I also, watching it, I think we need a team building sort of session and maybe go out into the sticks somewhere, Tom.
What do you mean?
Bring
You're going to
everyone.
dump my body out there, Fitz?
No one will die, will they?
No, we're not focusing
I
on
don't-
you, Tom.
I'd quite like to do something like that, a bit
Team
of
building?
camping.
Yeah, like True Grit or something, or...
Yeah. Oh, no, is that where you have to climb over
Yeah.
things? I'm not climbing
More
anything.
Brokeback Mountain? Is it sort of
Go fishing?
that the feel?
Well, I don't think I need to go then, do I?
Okay,
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Just talking about some of the great prank calls we've made on this show before, Fitz.
yeah, we've had some beauties over the years. We've done some really sort of basic April Fool's
Clever.
jokes where we just
Clever.
rang family members. Are we going to do the Johnny one, or do you want to go the Lily one, Tommy? What are you going to do here?
Maybe we'll go the Lily one.
Okay, so
Okay.
this was the we said this was the last one that we ever did. We said let's go real ridiculous here. This was Whipper's ex-girlfriend Lily, and I thought I'd give her a call.
Hello.
Lily, it's Fitzy. How are you?
Hi, what's up, babe?
Have you heard about Whipper?
What?
He's dead.
April Fools!
Fitzy and Whipper here from the Fitzy and Whipper show.
Got a beauty!
Oh my God, that's awesome!
Oh, yeah. You didn't see that one coming, did you?
I'm free.
What? Doesn't matter. Hang up, please. Thanks, babe.
Bye.
Bye. She would be rapt to hear herself on the Fitzy and Whipper show this morning.
That was a huge relief for her because she'd already made 3 attempts.
As it turned out, I was dead to her a couple of months later.
Oh, you
that
were
is.
too. You treated her really badly.
No, I didn't. Things fell apart.
Cheated on it. Gordon
No, I didn't.
from Glenmore Park. Hi, Gordon.
How you going, boys? All right?
Yeah, not too
it
bad.
was Gordon.
Gordon. My grandfather's name is Gordon, or was Gordon. He's not with us anymore. It's a beautiful name. What do you want to talk about, big fella?
Oh, look, mate, the Powerball's just in the bag, mate, so I thought you guys could help me with a resignation letter, you know?
Oh, good idea, Gordon.
Gordon, what do you do with yourself? What's your job?
Mate, I work I'm a storeman for Sydney Track.
Oh, right.
Have you ever dreamed, Gordon, if you did win Powerball, how you would say goodbye to the job and how you would do it?
Oh, look, man, to be honest, I think I'd still go in for a while, but work would be a lot more casual, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
Is there one boss, Gordon, that you would love to say goodbye to?
He's gone, unfortunately. The one that I hated is gone.
Already got rid of him.
My boss is actually pretty good. I don't mind him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gordon, your mind runs beyond work. 150 million, what would you do?
Mate, his party for a month.
Oh, my God.
Middle-aged man can party, but
Yeah.
I'd take me missus on a nice big holiday and buy
Bali.
myself a nice house and, the usual crap, spoil myself.
Get busy living, Gore.
Well, Gordy, you got to be in the running, and young man, you are right now because you have earned yourself a Powerball ticket for tonight.
Legend.
No worries. Anyone that gets on the show today will give you a ticket as well, like Andrew in Sutherland Shire. What did you want to talk about, Drew?
The cricket. Unfortunately, it's the new state of origin, I've been told this morning.
Yes,
Is it
Queensland.
really?
Queensland did knock off New South Wales last night in the BBL. It was a great crowd there last night, but unfortunately they just didn't get over the line. Did you go, Andrew, or no?
No, sorry, mate. No, I didn't go. Didn't get in quick enough to buy any ticket.
See, I feel like... Do you reckon now, Whip, that, with the cricket and with T20 being so successful, and I think golf's sort of doing the same now with party holes and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think tennis needs something like this, to be honest. Like what
Sort of a T20 version of tennis.
I've been watching the tennis lately.
Yeah.
Boring.
Well, it's not boring, mate. And
Playing tennis in songs. There you go.
I mean, it's been great. It depends who's also left in and who, makes their way towards the finals. I mean, I was at the Medvedev game yesterday, Medvedadis, and, the pace to see it at Rock and Rod Laver there at centre court. Medvedev, he's a weapon. So it's a great time of year for sport. It's a great time to celebrate sport in this country.
For anyone who's woken up this morning, Alcaraz is out now as well, which is disappointing because, to be honest with you...
Alcatraz gone.
It's Alcaraz. Well, I was actually looking forward to the Djokovic-Alcaraz final, but now that he's gone, unfortunately, I think Djokovic is just going to absolutely breeze his way through.
Hard to say, mate.
Will you be there for the final?
No, Medvedev is actually quite hard to say, is what I'm saying.
Gary, in Mount Druitt, what do you want to talk about, Gaz?
Oh, just how I it's just listening to your calling yesterday, and you're talking about the mole dive. I was just because actually I'm going scuba diving on Sunday, and I was just wondering if you know anyone off my hands I can hook up with.
Are you really going scuba diving? Is the question?
I am actually. Yes, I am. I scuba dive. Yeah.
For anyone, For anyone who didn't hear, yesterday, a mate of mine went away on a family holiday, wife, 2 kids, to the Maldives. She went diving, enjoyed it so much, she said, can I go back a couple more times? On the final time, he went to the diving office at the resort to see when she was coming back, and he caught her in there with the diving instructor going for it, and he was diving without a
He was, he was master.
Without a tank on.
Gary, Gary.
Oh,
Sorry.
No, leave the snorkel out of this, Gary. Where are you?
Even Tom's disgusting.
People on hold who could hear that.
And are offended.
Yeah.
And Gaz, where are you diving on the weekend, mate?
My favourite, I like Shark Point Clovelly.
Yes.
Because that one I class as an extreme deep and cave dive.
Oh.
It's extreme because you got to walk with your gear on all the way through all the rocks to right to the point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can get about 26, 27 metres.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an open mouth cave out there that a lot of people don't know where it is. But
26 metres down. That's a long way, Gary.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the best what I know of as a shore dive. You can get a deep dive like that as a shore dive.
Gotcha. Do you rip a couple of crays out of there, Gary?
Probably if you're looking, you can find them, but yeah.
Do you take a spear down?
No, you're not allowed to spear on scuba.
No, and
that's what I've always said.
But if you want to do that, you have a mate, you have someone like that, and you can spear and then you just sneak it there to them. But yeah, I don't do that.
Wasn't it the blue? What was the blue groper's name? What was
yeah.
his name down at Cronulla that just got speared? That was so sad. That story.
They're excellent. You usually get them everywhere. You know, I call him Bluey.
Bluey, yeah.
No, you're not meant to spear them, though, are you?
No.
They're endangered.
They're protective. Yeah. But yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, but sometimes I actually had one bit my hand. So you got to watch out from them because I had my hand resting. This is at forget now. Anyway, I had my hand on the rock because I was getting it, and all of a sudden, come on, and
was it an old phone? You had an old phone on you, did you?
Yeah. That's the Bluey.
Got it. Well done, Gary. Thanks for your call, mate. You're in the running. You've got a Powerball ticket as well. But Gordon, I love Gordon kicking us off this morning. Gordon, I'm going to give you some tickets to go to the Taronga Zoo. How's that for you, big man?
Oh, mate, you guys are champions, mate. I swear to God.
No
Good
worries.
on you, Gordon.
Cool down with a splash at Seals for the Wild. See curious night creatures and take in the view at Taronga Zoo. Grab tickets online now.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We like the Life Improver. How good's the Life Improver? Oh yeah, the Life Improver. Your life, improve it!
Let's motivate you for 2024. Claire in Rose Bay is going to kick us off. Claire, what have you got for us?
If you've got a friend that you don't really like speaking to and you want to, you can change the ringtone to a song that you really like so that when they call, you get to enjoy the song and just ignore the fact that they're actually calling.
Well, I heard it's the opposite. If there's someone that you don't really want to talk to, you put the Imperial March from Star Wars on there. Like the mother, isn't the mother-in-law you put the Imperial March to?
Mate, mother-in-laws are beautiful and everybody needs one. They're crucial.
Yes,
Here
so
she
helpful.
comes. Darth Vader.
They do your head in.
Mason in Oakhurst. Let's go to a life hark from Mason. What have you got for us?
Morning, legends. Every Christmas I'm getting so tired of putting out the tree and setting it all up. So this year I just bought a container from Bunnings and then I glad wrapped it from the bottom to the top because it's easier that way if anyone's going to consider this. And then stuffed it in the container and it's working out great. I think I'm going to keep doing that. See how it turns out at the end of the year.
The baubles stay on it then, do they?
The ones that fall out, I just chucked on top. But
right, okay. So it's a fake tree, right? You got a plastic tree, and then you're just wrapping it up in Glad Wrap and throwing it in storage, eh?
Yeah, 100%. You just got to make sure you start from the bottom though, so that they all fold up.
Can I? No. I think that's more effort. Glad wrapping and then actually just pulling it apart.
I know. And what
down
if you
into
get excessive heat? I mean, it's going to be hot this weekend. What if you cling wrap then melts
sweaty tree?
It's a lot of work,
sticks. I mean, get into the Christmas spirit.
I like
hang
Mason.
the baubles.
Tanya in George's Hill, give us a life hack, Tan.
Today's the perfect day for my life hack. We're all at work, but we all want to be at the beach because it's going to be stinking hot.
Yep.
So I get a piece of string and I tie one end to my mouth, around my mouth, and I tie the other end to an oscillating fan slowly. So it's moving my cursor on my screen, and so my boss thinks that I'm online, working away, beavering away. and I'm actually lying on a beach somewhere.
Yes!
Yeah, there it is. You've thought about it, haven't you?
That's the
Tanya?
Australian spirit for you right there.
That's actually great.
Well
Very
done,
clever.
Ted. Love it. Reese in Sylvania, give us a life hack.
Hey guys, life hack is if you've got a gas bottle and you're not sure how much gas is left in it,
Yep.
Yeah.
boil your kettle and then pour the boiling water over it, slide your finger down, and it'll be hot, hot, hot. And when it turns cold, that's the level the gas is at in the bottle.
Oh, is that right?
So boil the kettle, pour it over the gas bottle.
Yeah, and then it'll be hot like the boiling water should be, and then as soon as it hits the level of the gas in the bottle turns it cold, and then you'll know how much is left.
That's amazing. It sounds like a little science lesson.
Well, I mean, yes, I suppose you pick up a gas bottle. You've got a pretty
You
good
just lift
idea
it,
if
don't
it's
you?
feeling a bit lighter, don't you?
Well, I don't think so. I don't know.
But if you're thinking, well, have I got enough to get through tonight's barbecue, then Reese has your answer for you.
But how much
I
gas?
like that.
How much gas do you need
For
to
your
have a
barbie?
barbecue?
Well,
I
if
mean,
you're
that's
doing
the real
steaks,
question.
Yeah, so true. It depends what sort of mixed grill you're doing.
Lisa in Rydalmere, give us a life hack, Lisa.
I got one for all you parents out there that have kids that wet the bed constantly.
Oh, this is a good one.
What you do, because we all hate getting up at 3 in the morning changing sheets.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get a mattress protector,
Yep.
a bed sheet, a mattress protector, and another bed sheet. So when they wet the bed, you rip one layer off, and they're ready to go again.
Oh, that is really good.
Hey, Lisa, you could go even further and have a bit of Glad wrap on it, so the mattress remained
Well,
in
the
one
mattress
piece.
protector's waterproof, so
Yeah.
Just
okay.
make them sleep outside.
Well, you're right. Put them in the dog kennel. You could do something like that, Lisa.
And then if the kids ring you, have your favourite song as the ringtone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that makes you feel better about yourself as well.
Right.
The merging of hacks. That's brilliant. What are we going to do here? We got a favourite caller? I liked Reese.
Oh, I don't think we can go past Tanya in George's Hall. Don't you think, with the mouse and
that was good.
fooling the boss?
Yeah, I love
Tanya.
it. Well
Very
done.
Australian.
Do you know what? You're all in the running. Claire, Mason, Tanya, Reese, Lisa, we're going to send you out a Powerball ticket, and also you're in the running for Taylor Swift in Tokyo. Good luck.
We like the Life Improver. How good's the Life Improver? Oh yeah, the Life Improver. Your life, improve it!
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Kate has a couple of ideas for your long weekend.
Well, I do, but not only just for the long weekend, but
Yeah.
perhaps into the beginning of the new school year.
Mm-hmm.
You will be getting ready over the long weekend. You're going to be, I guess, you're going to be doing school shoes and all of
Yes,
that
please.
exciting stuff. You guys have heard of Scott Pape
Of course I have.
before?
Barefoot Investor.
The Barefoot Investor. Did you know he had, when I was listening to his a brand new Audible audio book, which is Barefoot Kids, and I think you've said that you have a copy floating around in your house, Whip, or is it you, Tommy?
Yeah, I've been reading it with Jack, and you
Yeah.
can actually fill it in as you go along.
Yeah,
so
but-
you write down your goals and your chores, and
Yeah, but this is even better. You can listen to this one. So that's my suggestion. When you're getting ready for the brand new school year, download the Audible book of Barefoot Kids and pop it in the car for the school trips. You're going to be back in the car now for going back to school sport and dancing and swimming and all of that kind of thing. But he talks to the kids. He takes them on this epic adventure, as he describes it. But he's educating them on how to start saving money and how to actually make dreams come true. Because often, well, even as adults, you don't think that anything you come up with might come to fruition, but it can, and you can save money. And as a parent, it might even get the kids doing odd jobs around the house.
Well, this is the thing.
So it could actually work for you.
And then giving back as well. There's an element of giving back, charity, or something that's close to the children's heart. They feel like that they are giving to a great cause.
Oh, yes. Well, last year, because
That's
when
clever.
we did have a copy of the hard book, I did have the 3 jars on. We actually have 3 empty jars at this point with no money in either of them, the share, the give, the, whatever they are.
You saw them all as take jars, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So I'm going to have a real good listen to Barefoot
Scotty
Kids.
Pape.
Yeah, have a listen to him here.
Imagine having your very own treasure chest with loads of gold coins spilling out the top. That's what this step is all about. See, you've already done the hard work of thinking up 3 jobs you can do around the house. So now it's time for the really fun stuff. Watching the money hit your hot little hand.
I mean, that's going to get kids excited. And he says something very clever about if you don't want to wait for your birthday and you don't want to wait for Christmas, this is how you can make things happen for yourself. I have a bit of a book club. I know last week I said it's not just the Soup Club anymore. I do have a book club. If you're getting ready to head back to school, podcasts in the car.
Good idea.
Barefoot Kids by Scott Pape, I think, is one for you.
Investments as well, like teaching your child as well, even if they buy, like one Disney share, they feel like Scotty Pape always says that you're part of that company. You own some of that company.
You own Disney.
You own Disney.
Congratulations.
Kids walking around at school going, I own Disney.
Start your year right and discover Audible's incredible range of well-being titles at audible.com.au/wellbeing.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How involved were you in the planning of your wedding, fellas?
So I organised the Tirana SLR 5000s. Hot. That we arrived in.
Did you really have those cars?
Well, no. I said on air. I said as a joke that I always wanted a Tirana SLR 5000, and a guy rang the show and said, "Well, do you want me to pick you up and deliver you to the wedding in one of the Tiranas?" And I went, "Yeah, that'd be awesome."
But you're too tall for it. I mean, I don't know much about cars, but Tiranas are on the smaller side.
Yeah,
aren't they?
and it was 40 degrees that day. So there's no air conditioning in a Tirana. So I organised that, and also the suits, Kate. So Ferrari Formal Wear did an amazing. We had a hire suit, and it was a great day out with the fellas over a couple of Rieslings.
Oh, how lovely! This story actually is about a fella who did get heavily involved in the planning of his wedding, and there are so many layers to this. I don't know, maybe give us a call 13 24 10 if your man has planned the wedding, but on the flip side, I want to know if your current partner is still hung up on the ex. Because basically that's the foundation of what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
Well, this man and woman, right? This woman's taken to Reddit. She's been talking about this. She's getting married to who she thinks is the love of her life.
Yep.
But he's wanted to get really involved in the planning of the wedding. She has a much a bigger job than his. It takes more time in the office, so she's not at home as much.
Okay.
So she's quite happy to hand over a bit of the planning. But he's taking it very seriously. He's getting heavily involved in everything and making quite precise or very particular decisions about the styling of the wedding. So she's saying things like she wants a traditional wedding in the church. He's decided that he's going to have a woodland themed wedding.
What's a woodland theme?
So a bit like fairies and nymphs and little
nymphs.
Like,
nymphos.
Am I thinking of? Did I just say the wrong word? Nymphs.
No, you were right.
No, and like
Elves,
little think Bambi.
Yep.
Think like
Bambi in the woods.
I'm in my handkerchief style wedding dress.
Beautiful.
Perhaps I have a crown of flowers.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the specific requests by him. You must wear a crown of flowers.
Almost a bit Adam and Eve.
Yeah, but with clothes on.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe even a wizard sleeve.
Quite possibly with the nymphs.
If there's a few nymphs around, you might.
That kind of style. Anyway, she's all upset about the fact that he's planning the wedding so heavily. He's being really weird. She goes through his phone. She wonders where he's getting all the inspiration for the wedding, and it turns out his ex has recently been married. The ex has a blog. The ex has gone on to marry someone who's quite influential in the town that they grew up in.
Yeah.
And basically all of the ideas that he is projecting onto his own big day are identical to his ex's wedding.
Wow, so she did the wizard sleeve and nymph theme as well.
They're mad for it in rural America.
Absolutely mad.
So she, I mean, it's firstly, the fact that your husband-to-be has screenshots of his ex's wedding in his phone is highly distressing. And the fact that he is imposing all of these ideas of what he thinks is ideal on the day of marrying his, love, are exactly what the ex has had.
See, I think that the alarm bells go off when the future husband puts his hand up and say, well, I'll style the wedding. Like, I mean, how many guys out there do you feel confident that could go out and design a wedding?
Probably just him and Tom Ivy. Besides that, no one else.
No, we've actually had a call from Callum on the Central Coast, guys.
Are you big on the planning of a wedding?
Hello, Callum.
Well, Callum was there, guys.
He's so busy.
Sorry.
He's got to pick up the tiaras.
Fitz, I reckon the first flag would have been when he said, I think we should theme the wedding. Anybody that themes a wedding in their favourite, whatever it might be, is a huge concern.
Callum's back on the line. Yeah, really good. Are you planning your own wedding, Callum?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got engaged in October last year, so I've been doing a ton of work while my missus is working currently, so she's working full time. I am as well, but I got so much time to do at work to just sort out the whole venue, the celebrants, and I've been doing kind of all the calls and all the heavy lifting for it.
Okay.
Well, have you gone with
impressed though. She's got a lot to brag about. I'm doing all yesterday. I was making calls for her wedding dress fittings and
what?
I was like, yeah, it was really weird. They were like, why are you calling? You can't come to this. And I was like, well, she's working, but I'll book her in. I'm like a personal assistant at this point.
That's incredible. She must have a lot of trust in you.
Oh, yeah, I think we've got a very similar taste in everything. So, we're still going through our Pinterest boards together at the end of the night. But during business hours, I get to make all the calls. So
got any thoughts on themes, Callum? Do you both love a certain movie, Star Wars, or anything like that?
No, it's more of a rustic type theme that we're going with. A lot of green. We both, we've got baby names such as Sage and things like that. So we're going with that green theme. And
wow, earthy tones.
Yeah,
it'll all tie in one day. Just won't tell anyone yet.
Callum, has there been does she have to review everything that you're doing, or she's put 100% trust in you?
No, she definitely has to review it all. But we'll be leaving deposits and stuff after work hours. But other than that, I've kind of, I spoke to the celebrant and went back. I was like, oh, she's absolutely amazing, and she trusts my review and that side of things. And then we have a kind of meeting with all the vendors in the end.
Yeah,
could be new business in it for Callum.
I think it's nice though that he is involved, because I think to have everything on your shoulders, and sometimes that is the bride, you can sometimes feel as though the person you're marrying isn't that particularly interested.
Well, can I ask, what's the Callum flavour to the wedding? What have you added to the wedding, Callum, that's from you? Is there anything?
It's a tough one, because I know what she loves, so I'm going with her, but we're very, very similar in taste. So a lot of it, what I would want is also what she would want, so there's not a lot of...
Oh, you guys are perfect for each other.
Sounds like a bit of a slave, Callum.
Entertainment, Callum? You've got a friend rocking up with an acoustic guitar, or is there anything outside the square?
Sorting out friends' DJs. The photographer. Luckily, I'm a wedding photographer, so I've got a lot of wedding photographer friends.
Is there anything Callum can't do?
How are you going to manage it on the day? How are you going to manage taking photos and standing at the end of the aisle?
Yeah. No, I'm not taking the photos today, but I've got friends that I do weddings with, and they said, we'll do your wedding for free. So I got the free photography, and I'm working on little things like that to help us save a little bit of money for the honeymoon.
You'll be doing a speech as well, Callum. You'll be carrying the baby, I would have thought, too. You are doing everything.
Working on it. I'm basically the maid of honour, I've been told.
See, that's great. Well done, Callum. And it's the first wedding. I know, have you ever been to a second wedding? Second weddings are the best, because it's like they've given up. They're not going to pay the money anymore. We've already had our first wedding. Yep. Second weddings. I watched my grandfather get married for the second time and sit in the backyard as a defeated man at the end of it going, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Crying.
I think you have to meet someone who's on their second wedding as well, because I know some people who have been, one of the people have been married before and the other hasn't. Yeah. And there's a lot of conflict around, but I want the day of my dreams, and the other person doesn't believe in the tradition of it at all.
Poor Julie. Was it Julie? It's Julie again, wasn't it?
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play. The Nova Player.